Okay, so Zack Snyder's chosen a winner for the poster competition, and on on the poster, well, the prize is, I believe to be, I may be wrong, a clipboard that they used for the movie, or going to use for the second part of the prize to be on the set for the additional shoots of the Snyder Cut. So of course, people have came out on websites and stuff like that, came out and said, well, does it exist? People are constantly asking, does it exist? And then people say it does exist, and Zack Snyder's came out and said it's finished, it's done, it's complete. And so if it's done and it's complete and it's finished and everything else, then why are they shooting these additional scenes? Because there's evidence out there that also suggests, for people that said that the special effects probably have to spend a couple million on that, but Zack Snyder's posted pictures of finished shots, said the special effects are done, the music is done, so why would they need these additional scenes? Right. Well, clearly, my own thoughts and ideas about it is when Zack was taken off. First of all, there were many scenes that he didn't shoot because, in his words, Warner Brothers was too scared to shoot, to film and whatnot. Ideas, the original ideas that him and Chris Terrio had, and so they had to change that. And there was also stuff that he really, really wanted in the film. As an initial ideas he wanted in the film, and also there's uh, also during that time Zack has came out and said, this would have been my movie, this would have been the Snyder Cut, this would have been this was my first idea. So he's showed us a lot. The story's been out of what happened, ideas of like Darkseid coming in, killing Lois somewhere down the line, the dark stuff that Warner Brothers just didn't seem to like, so he never filmed. Scenes of Martian Manhunter, and he showed us all these and concept arts, uh, and he's talked about it. And now I believe that the stuff that he would be filming was to fill that those ideas into the movie. And what I mean is, when you go and tell somebody that this was my idea of the film, this is what I was going to do, and it says that would have been the Snyder film. Originally, that would have been my film I would have put out there. But then to be taking that away, by taking those ideas away out of the film, and just making what is now known as the Snyder Cut, for him, I believe, because of there's been so much passion and so many fans wanting this movie, that he's trying to fulfill everything that he once said. He wanted to make the movie he originally intended to make, but Warner Brothers quit him. I mean, how would you feel if you're standing there waiting to see the Snyder Cut, and then there's a few things that he's talked about in the past wasn't there? You'd be saying, "Oh no, I was hoping, that Darkseid would travel through the boom tube, or that we'd see Darkseid at the end, or that we'd see the Martian Manhunter, or where's that fight sequences, where's that scene in the sewers, and everything." So, for me, the additional scenes that he's filming would be a promise he's made to the fans. And when this film is released, it can clearly state that this is a film by Zack Snyder. This is everything he's ever said about the film. This is everything he wanted for the film. And he could quite easily give us the Snyder Cut, the film which Warner Brothers basically trimmed down, and before Joss Whedon got in and basically ruined that. No, these additional scenes are just those finishing touches to everything he's ever promised the fans that inquired about it. So, no, the Snyder Cut does exist, but he just wants to fulfill the promise and add those scenes that he wasn't allowed, or he didn't go ahead with. So it does, the Snyder Cut does exist, but when it gets released, we'll see, the film, we'll see the ultimate edition cut. When you look back in film history and you see all these, like George Lucas is infamous about it, and you get a special edition, then you get another edition after that, and then you get another edition, you get a, because Zack Snyder's famous as well for, like, this is a director's cut, this is the extended cut, this is this and that. No, but what he wants to do, and because there's so many people behind this film, he wants to give you the Snyder film. There won't be any more added on to this film. This is the film he intended for you to watch in the first place. There won't be any extended cut after this. There won't be any more director's cut. This is the definitive version of the film he originally intended. So that's the way I see it. And he just wants to, he doesn't want all these fans to sit at home and watch a film and feel disappointed by it. He's going to put his heart and soul into this movie and deliver to his best. He's going to deliver his, the best film that he can for us, and he's going to want to tick all those boxes and leave nothing to chance. He wants to tick all those boxes that people like you out there have heard about and wanted to see. He's going to make sure that all those boxes are ticked. This has been his golden time now. Warner Brothers took his passion, his love away, the same way they did with Ben Affleck. They took the passion away from that character, and I'm sure the two of them, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill and the rest of the league, will all come back to help fulfill this film, to reignite the passion for DC, ignite the idea of Darkseid being on the big screen, and yeah. So as I say, check out, it's an exciting time, so check out my DC page. Please support us on Facebook, DC Vigilante, and let's continue this quest, and let's continue the support for the DCU. This has been My Truth, DC Vigilante out.